What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to talk about the man with the master plan, who is the Punisher, aka the Destroyer of All, right? This guy, I mean, that's just something I just made up, but I thought it sounded pretty cool. But anyways, this guy looks pretty damn cool, man. I do like the new insignia, but always the original is going to be better, at least in my humble opinion. But I do like it, and I do think, it looks pretty damn cool. I mean, he looks pretty freaking vicious in all honesty. I like the look of his face. He got that big jawline. I mean, he looks great, guys. He really does. But unfortunately, I think that Punisher is really just going to be mainly for people that want another AC character. I don't really see how he's going to really have much relevance other than that for most players because the truth is, guys, I mean, he's a combat hero. And the other thing about the character is that he's a combat hero that has the Weapon Master tag. You know who else has the Weapon Master tag? Moon Knight, a character that got a tier 4 a good while back, a character that many people have already taken to, at least level 72, who's going to destroy Punisher. He's absolutely going to murder him in content, and he also has leadership like Punisher. So there's already a character that's much better, that fits the exact same requirements as Punisher, and that's really the character I would go with instead of Punisher. Even if you're not tier 4ing him, he's going to be a much better choice than Punisher. Now, Punisher is a fairly easy character to play, but his survivability is somewhat questionable in higher levels, whereas, again, with Moon Knight, his survivability just seems to be a little bit better. Now, I do have Mythic Physical Attack Urus. I do have 100% Physical Attack on my cards. You guys can see he's got 52,000 Physical Attack. He does have pretty much max attack stats all set up on him, right? His skills are all at 6. Now, his tier 3 is the skill that you want to put the damage proc on. This is actually going to aid his survivability because it also does have it also is an iframe. I mean, the damage proc by 100% is nice. The increase all basic attack by 60% for 9 seconds is really nice because you can actually do your tier 3 and then afterwards, you can actually use your skills afterwards and still have that extra 60% attack buff. And that is really good. It really is. That is awesome. His passive, the decreased additional pierce damage taken by 50%. I mean, again, I don't know how well he's going to be in timeline, but my worry in timeline with him, and I haven't tested him yet, guys, is the fact that he just doesn't have that much damage. It's okay. I mean, but it's really nothing great, and I just don't think it's really going to be good enough in timeline against the current PvP metas. I just don't think he's going to melt them very fast to where they're just going to actually destroy him. I mean, the critical damage that he has is nice to help level up those stats. The ignore target die rate by 40% is really, really awesome. I mean, he's a really fun character to play, but I think a lot of players just, they're not really going to feel like they need him or even want to use him. He's got the 30% heal on the third skill, which is nice, and it does have a counterattack with the ignore iframe. And again, guys, this is really good, but it's on a 7-second cooldown. And in timeline, as we all know, like 7-second cooldowns can work if the character's tanky enough to take some attacks. However, with Punisher, judging from seeing him just in World Boss Legend, I don't think he's going to make it. I think he's probably going to die fairly quick. So yeah, that's why I say really this is probably going to lean more into AC, which is very niche for a lot of players out there. I mean, let's be honest, most players don't care about AC or don't even play it. I know there are those of you that do. I know that some of you that watch these videos do play AC, and I do think he's going to be a great asset for that. But actual timeline, I do have to question. I do really have to wonder how well he's going to do due to his damage and really also due to his survivability. I just don't think it's really going to be good enough for timeline. But I mean, that does need to be tested. He does have 5-second immunity. He's got the 50% attack buff, which is really, really awesome. The fourth skill gives him another attack buff by 50%, the critical rate by 20%. Again, amazing. The fifth skill is just giving him invincibility, which is nice. I really wish they would have put the invincibility on the 4 because that would have helped kept him from getting guard broken. He got that native super armor from it, but okay, because I mean, the 4, he just kind of stands there and then he jumps, and I really wish he either just went straight into a jump immediately or he would just, have the invincibility on the fifth skill or on the fourth skill so he doesn't get guard broken. But okay, it is what it is. And then his passive gives him a 40% increase of HP. That helps his survivability tremendously, especially along with the 30% HP heal. But again, I just don't think it's enough. Even with the decreased basic damage received by 30%, it just feels like Punisher just doesn't, I don't know, he just doesn't seem to survive that well. I mean, it's okay, it's not bad, but in high levels, guys, you're going to find that he can die pretty quick. And then his leadership, they did buff it up. They gave him an extra 6% attack, but this really isn't good enough, in all honesty, as a support. There's much better characters or much better support leaderships than that. And, when it comes to Punisher's uniform effect, he increases basic damage to supervillains faction by 50%, and that's great for him, but it isn't worth a damn for anyone else. It's only for him. If they would have made this for other people, it would have made him a much more valuable tier 3 since his damage really is kind of lackluster compared to other tier 3s. I mean, I can tell you guys he's nowhere near Kamala Khan level, which I said in a previous video, he really needs to be in order to shine, especially being compared to all these other tier 3s, especially the fact that he's a combat hero. There's just, we have such an influx of combat characters, guys. Captain America and Moon Knight are both combat heroes that are absolutely going to destroy this guy, especially when they get to level 72. Both have leadership also. So, I mean, yeah, he's kind of in a crappy position. The 40% chance to increase critical damage by 80% on critical attacks means that it can jump up to 280% critical damage, and that's awesome. It's on no cooldown, but really this should have been a little bit more because his damage still doesn't feel really good enough. His uniform options, you got Daredevil. This is a good uniform, actually a really great AC uniform anymore. Unfortunately, it's outdated now, but it's still a good uniform. A lot of players are going to have it. That's actually good. Elektra, a uniform that was pretty much forgotten about. But, I mean, it makes her a fun character to play, but nothing really too special. And then you get into Captain Britain. Again, very strong character, actually, but really forgotten. I've actually been using this girl in ABL on the female mutant days, so she's been pretty relevant for me. And then you got American Chavez, who's, kind of whatever. And then we have Ebony Maw, who's actually it's a really good uniform. It's outdated as far as damage, but it's an extremely good support uniform, especially against Ultron, against Null, or even against Gore, because they're all universal types. And that's actually pretty damn awesome, right? But when we talk about the rotation for good old Punisher, it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. I'm going to try to play him the same way that I show you guys on my emulator, but honestly, on my phone, it's way easier. So literally, guys, you go 2, 1, 3, 4, let him slam down, and then go into the 5. Right? That skull's got to be showing up to do a bunch of hits, get a lot of residual damage from the 4 when you go into the 5. You can't cancel the 5 early, otherwise you'll lose tons and tons of damage. So it kind of sucks, guys. So again, we'll go 2, 1, 3, 4, slam down, 5, right? And once he stands there, you can just go ahead and hit that 2, 1 again. All right, and then you go 2, 1, 3, 4, or 2, 1, 5, 4, sorry, and then the tier 3. And that's pretty much how it works, right? And you definitely want to land on that proc. You want to make sure that you land the proc on the tier 3. So we'll do it again, guys, because I got a little confused there. So we'll go 2, 1, 3, 4. Slam down, 5 in the first rotation. Once he stands still, hit the 2, 1. Okay. And then we'll go 2, 1, 3, 5, 4. And then tier 3. We'll try to make it work, guys. Again, on my emulator, it's really difficult to play optimally, but we'll do our best. But you'll definitely get the idea of how strong this character is. I have a fairly decent build on him. Now, I don't have a fully awakened overdrive set on him. I just got a stage 5 overdrive, and he would be stronger with a fully awakened set. He would have higher stats. He would get an extra 20% more attack from the proc from this ISO 8 set, but I still don't think it would be enough, in all honesty, guys. He doesn't have his artifact, but we do have a good obelisk. I mean, critical rate by 200% proc. I mean, I'm going to keep this on him. It's actually a real good obelisk. And of course, the uniform is at Mythic. Now, because he has 40% dodge already in his kit, right, we're going to be running with White Fox to stage 19. White Fox is going to give another 30% ignore dodge. So he's going to have 70% ignore dodge at all times. And we're going to run with Titania's leadership because it's 60% increase of physical attack. I could put in, I mean, honestly, guys, I could put in, She-Hulk. That'd actually be better. We'll just run with She-Hulk. Why not? And we're just going to use these strikers right here. We don't need any ignore dodge strikers because he already has plenty of ignore dodge in his kit. Now, hopefully, on my emulator, guys, it's really easy for me to set off the proc early. So I'm really hoping that I don't do that with the rotation that I'm showing you. So you can get a good idea of his damage. Now, he's probably going to melt this pretty well. There we go. Okay. All right. So actually, guys, you don't have to hit the, oh crap. Nice, nice, nice. Now, I was a little slow on that 3, 4, 5 there. All right, so we actually did double the cage. Now, this is only stage 19, right? So we're not really in that high of a stage. I'm going to try to go 2, 1, 3, 5, 4. And yeah, we triggered the proc early. Unfortunately, we missed our proc there, which does kind of suck. And the proc actually triggered right there. So we're just going to wait a little bit. We're going to wait. Get over here. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Now, we would have already finished this if I wouldn't have botched that there. And again, guys, we missed our proc, right? We missed our proc twice. That's kind of the thing about playing on an emulator. But, you know, he flew through this, right? 1:15 But, I mean, this is with a 200% proc. This is with a 65% increase to male-type leadership. And it's with White Fox that's giving 65% damage to supervillains, on top of having a CTP of Insight on her, which gives another 20% increased damage. It's a lot of buffs. And, you know, with a mythic uniform, with a 200% damage proc, with, you know, mythic physical attack Urus, the fact they got 100% physical attack, I just don't think it's really super impressive. Okay, so let me show you guys what he can do at a higher stage, and this is something else that you need to know about this character, and why I mentioned Moon Knight or even Captain America earlier, is that when you go up to higher levels, you're going to find you won't be able to use this character for a good while. In fact, you won't be able to use him again until, no, he doesn't have the durability, right? Or, there we go. No, he's not a mutant, right? All right, human, female, no. So we all the way at stage 60, guys. Stage 60, and you can't even use White Fox here, so you got to use Taskmaster, who I do have a CTP of Insight on, right? You can run with this team, but I mean, guys, there's Hulk, there's Moon Knight, there's Carnage. All these characters have tier 4s available. All these characters can, you know, go to level 80. Every one of these characters will, and Venom will, I mean, 4 characters that will absolutely destroy Punisher. You're going to want to use those characters any day over Punisher, because the truth is it's going to be a lot easier to do this with them instead of him. And when you see how much damage he actually puts out, right, it's not really the greatest, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and try to add some. We'll add that ignore dodge, right, because we do need a little extra ignore dodge, right? There we go. Let's add another increase to basic attacks there. There we go. And let's see what the damage is. Hopefully, again, we don't set off the proc early, but you guys will get the drift of how much damage he's actually doing. Even if I miss a proc, you'll get the idea of how much damage he actually does. All right. Oh, that damn proc triggered early. Son of a buck. All right, so we're going to try that again. This time I'm going to go 3-5-4. I mean, he really is kind of like, it really does suck with the proc with him sometimes. I mean, you know, also notice the cooldowns get off on him a little bit. Really, this is much easier on my phone. I mean, we missed our proc a bunch of times, guys. All right, we're just going to try to... There we go. There we actually hit our proc. Okay. I'm going to try to land our proc this time. And our proc actually triggered early. It's kind of the thing about playing on emulator is that, you know, the lag really screws up your rotation. It's really funky that proc set off whenever I was in my 4 and I wasn't even hitting anybody. But it's because of the residual damage from my previous skill. There we go. There we go. There we actually landed our proc, but it come late. And you guys can see the damage. It just isn't nothing special, right? I mean, I realize with a CTP we would do better, but why would you use this character when you have 4 other characters that can do this? There we landed the proc where it belongs. So, I mean, he does about... I mean, he might be able to do 2 bars. Crap. Yeah, and then with the regular rotation, he does like just a little over half a bar. Not really the greatest. I will say his survivability is doing better than I thought. There's the proc landed perfectly. And we got 1... close to 2 bars. I should have went into my 3-4-5 a little bit earlier than that. But guys, I mean, look, even if I played better, even if the proc was landing over and over and over, we're way behind. We're way behind. We're at 2 minutes and 37 seconds. There's no way in hell he's going to do this. And again, why would you use this character when there's other characters that have the level 80s? This goes back to what I've said in previous videos, is that because of the tier 4s, like, even if a character's fairly strong, they're just outshined something tremendously because these tier 4 characters can go to them level 80s and they just murder, right? What character are you going to level up? You're going to level up those characters instead of a character like Punisher. Punisher is going to be a forgotten character, guys. I'm telling you that right now. He's going to be absolutely forgotten. They did not do a good enough job on him. For these tier 3s to really shine, they either need to be, really good as a support, or they need to have some insane damage. There needs to be something about him that makes them very good. And poor Punisher here is all on his lonesome, which does kind of fit the character, but he just isn't good enough. He just isn't good enough. There's way better options other than him to do so. Personally, guys, unless you're AC oriented and you want to get this character in hopes of this third skill doing some counters and doing some damage in there, I think this is probably going to be a skip uniform for most players. But guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. Ginger7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody.